Flat Earth hippie here. I'm going to talk a little bit about the directions east and west, north and south. Uh, I think that compass thing that they give us, that the needle allegedly pointing north, is just another confusion issue. I mean, it's convenient for us to, uh, travel around with, and we can always get our bearings because the one needle always points to what they call north. Well, uh, I think they applied north, east, west, and south to a compass just to confuse us from the real situation as to where the directions actually are on this plane in which we dwell. I'm going to draw an AE map here to scale, of course. There you go. So my contention is this is the center. This is the outer ice ring, or whatever, the container for the water for the oceans. 70-some% water needs to be contained. And this outer edge is the container. So, things basically flat. Water always lays flat and level when undisturbed, short of some waves and stuff. Anyway, that's beside the point. I say this is north, south, east, and west. And I'll show you why, because it don't make a lick of sense to me. I mean, it all looked good on Dave DITRH's video where he put the compass around the magnet and went around this way, and thing always points west, and when you come back around this way, the thing always points east. But that don't make a lick of sense. I mean, it might somehow work for navigation, but I'll show you why it's so goddamn confusing. Here's the United States. Here's South America. Here's India, China, Russia, all that. There's Australia up here. So I get in my little boat, or my big boat, or whatever boat I'm traveling in, because I'm going to circumnavigate this son of a gun. So I start out here on the west coast, and I'm gonna go west, I guess. So I get to circling around here like this. Well, I'm headed back this way, but the problem is I'm standing here on the west coast of the United States, and I'm on a western course, keeping my needle on the center, what they like to call north. I don't think that's right. Anyway, I come sailing around here and come over to this coast right here, and this coast right here is the east coast of, let's say, India or China or Japan. Well, these folks over here, I'm standing here looking at a sunset pointing this way, pointing west where the sun sets for me. These guys up here standing on this shore saying that, pointing this way at the sun coming up, saying that that's east. Now, how confusing is that? We're both standing here, on opposite sides of the center, looking the same direction, calling it two different things. I think somebody's trying to confuse us again with this compass thing and arbitrary directions that they put on it. That makes east and west subjective. They're not every mile you travel, those directions change, and I don't think that's really the way it is. I think east, west, south, and north are specific points, maybe even portals, something we've been shooed away from and made to believe that they're something else. They're things on what they call a compass they allege always points north. I don't think the compass points to anything but the center. Now, granted, maybe the other needle always some folks contend that the other needle's the one doing the pointing, and it points, away uh, from the center or whatever. I don't buy that either. I think a compass points to the center, and it can be. And I don't believe that that's north, or I don't think that that's north. Well, I don't believe it's north for sure. Uh, and they just put east and west on this compass. It works out good for, you know, for following the sun. The sun's going circling overhead like this, but I'm looking west, pointing west. This dude over here is looking evidently now east and pointing exactly the same direction. His sun's setting over here, and he points west, and I'm standing here on this side pointing east. Just because the sun comes up there, I don't think east and west belong on a compass. A compass is a great tool for navigation, but the symbols on it are all wrong. It points to the center, and you can call this Dick, and you can call this head, or whatever, but I think they've stolen our directions, our true directions. I think our directions are fixed points, and they've used the compass, which is a great navigation tool that it is, but that tool doesn't uh, point where we've been told. It's just a tool that uh, aligns itself with the center, and we can use it to get from point A to point B, and it works like a charm. But once again, the nature of the realm in which we dwell has been subverted and put onto this thing. And if you really look at it, it doesn't really make any sense. At least it doesn't make sense to me. No matter where you stand on this flat plane that we live on, you know, everybody, it takes away from where we actually are. Everybody probably back in the day, no matter where you were at, everybody looked north, everybody looked east. It's for the four corners or whatever. There's all kinds of stuff written in ancient. Well, I don't know if you can believe anything that's been written, but uh, uh, all the tribes and I don't even know if you can believe anything you've been told about any of them, but there are a lot of stories that are handed down by different tribes and peoples of the past, at least so it appears, that you know talk about the different directions of winds that come out of the east and the winds that come out of the north and the winds that come out of the south and the east and the west. I think those were from fixed points, and I think back in the day everybody understood where these points were, and with the introduction of this compass thing, which makes east and west subjective and south subjective, because every time you go another mile, south is changing, and south can be any darn direction, as can east and west. I don't think that's the way it is. Compass is a great tool for navigation, but I don't think that uh, I don't think it accurately represents the realm in which we dwell. Uh, it works, because the sun goes around and you can follow the sun, and you're going supposedly, the direction it's going or whatever. Uh, but I don't think that the glyphs on the compass are. I think something else should be on the compass to denote the direction of travel, because, like I say, this dude over here is pointing this is east to him, and I'm standing over here, and that's west for me because the sun sets, and I think that's just another confusing layer that's been added to our indoctrination. Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. Thanks for watching.